Hey guys, Coach Mike here, and welcome to another installment of the Base Tip of the Week. Now, tight lats can be a real problem for young athletes, especially for those of you who participate in sports that involve overhead motions, such as tennis, swimming, basketball, and volleyball, just to name a few. So here's a great drill that you can do using the stability ball that will help to open up this notoriously tight muscle group and lead to better range of motion and just better movement at the shoulder joint in general. So let's go ahead and take a look at that drill right now. Alright, so when you do have tight lats, one of the things that's going to make it very difficult to do is get your arms fully extended up overhead. And when you do need that range of motion to get that full extension, say when you're serving a tennis ball or jumping up to block a shot at the net, that extra range of motion you need is going to come from somewhere. And typically that somewhere is the lower back, as you guys tend to go into hyperextension in the lumbar spine to try to make up for the lack of range of motion. So since you guys tend to live in extension back here as it is, and that's the last thing we want you to do, here's a great drill that you can do to help improve things. Now you're going to begin with the stability ball positioned right in front of you with your hips fixed back. It's very important that you keep your hips fixed back as an anchoring point. We don't want them moving forward and backward as you do the drill. Start out by placing your hands on the ball in a neutral position with your palms facing each other. From here, what we're going to do is maintaining that fixed position in the hips. We're going to shoot the arms out and turn the palms up as much as we can to the ceiling, going into external rotation. Since the lats are very powerful internal rotators of the upper arm, we want to stretch them out. Come back in and through after holding for a second, and then out again. Each time just trying to go a little bit further, and keeping that core engaged, because we don't want to go into hyperextension in the lumbar spine. What that might look like is if you get to a point about here, and then you start to arch heavy to try to make up for the lack of range of motion that you have there. So what we want to do instead, shoot through, keep the core engaged, turn those palms up. Some of you may have difficulty in turning those palms up if you are in fact really tight here. And anywhere from about 8 to 10 repetitions, keeping the hips fixed and the core engaged. Now once you've done those, we can do another version where we work one side at a time, placing the palm facing your abs. And then from here what you're going to do is once again keep the hips fixed, rotate out, turn that palm up, go into external rotation, and then bring it back and through. Now here we're once again stretching the lats, but we're also adding in some of the back of the shoulder as well. Great stretch on the upper back. Turn up and through, and I'll do it the other way so you can see what that looks like. Once again, palm facing your abs, hips fixed, core engaged, so we're not hyperextending there. Roll out and turn that palm up towards the ceiling. And just try to go for about 8 to 10 repetitions per side. Just trying to go a little bit further each time, but not forcing it. So there you go, 2 great mobility drills that you can do to help open up those tight lats. Okay, so that does it for another installment, but don't forget, tune in again next week where I'll hit you with another great tip. I'll see you next time.